Call me old-fashioned, but this is actually my favorite screen within all of Acumatica. In a system that's chock full of dashboards and excellent reporting and generic inquiries that you can build on the fly and automations and all types of bells and whistles, you might be confused to hear me say that the project screen itself is my favorite screen in the whole system. Now, let me give you a little bit of background as to why that's the case. I worked with a couple of other solutions before I met and fell madly in love with Acumatica. I was an end user and a construction administrator using some legacy systems. And when you would go to set up projects, really this would be the setup screen where you would be able to establish what the preferences are. But you'd have to do other things to hop around and establish what the budget is and what the contract would be for that particular project. In fact, I had to go to like 4 different screens to even get a project set up in the first place. But once you did that, that was basically all that you could do from the project screen, and you had to go elsewhere to run operations associated with it, and you had to go elsewhere to look at reports. Within Acumatica, that's all changed. You really don't need, more often than not, to leave the project screen, especially if you're a project manager and someone that's involved in the day-to-days. Let me show you what I mean by that. So from a high level, you could see as I click into my tasks, it's going to show me all of the phases that are available here that I set up initially as I established the budget and set up the project work breakdown structure. You can see here from the get-go that I can immediately start seeing what the completion percentage is for each of these. And this is auto-calculating based on the completion percentage on the cost budget. I can also go to the balances tab, which is going to show me by cost type, or what Acumatica calls a cost account group. How am I performing, original versus any type of budgetary changes with a change order versus actual with a variance amount, as well as some percentages that will show the performance. In fact, I can even see here, I got some questions to ask about a couple of these account groups just from looking at this one screen without even leaving the project page. If I click on cost budget, you can see that I have all of my tasks present here as well. And when I group by task, you can see I get that same high level view of how I'm performing across all of those different tasks. But then over here on the right, I have a lot more detail, original versus revised versus actual, with change order amounts and commitments and all of that present here as well. And then as I ungroup by task, all of the different cost codes that are present here that make up the work breakdown structure, I can see the same information that's present here. So I'm starting to do some job cost reporting even without leaving this screen. I can also go in and create purchase orders and subcontracts right from this project screen as well. I don't have to leave the screen and go find purchase orders and put it in and try and think of what the project budget was. It's all accessible. It's all right here. And as I go into the commitment screen, you can see I have a snapshot of how these are performing, what are open, what's closed, what's the order total. And back on the cost budget, I can see more information on that. What's the original committed amount? How much has been invoiced from those commitments? And I can even add more information around commitments if I want to by going into the column configurator and adding a couple of these items that are associated to commitments to this screen, if that's the type of stuff that I want to see more of. So now I've added these committed quantities here, and that will give me the ability to see that in more depth without, again, even running a single report. That's one of the really nice features. The column configurator allows for me to be able to see the level of detail I want, but that doesn't affect other users' perspectives. So if someone wants a higher level view of this project, they could easily go in here and hide a whole bunch of this data in these columns, where someone could go in and add from this huge list of available columns to get even more granular detail. Same with the revenue budget though. So this is actually my schedule of values. I establish what I'm going to be billing here in the revenue budget, but it's also the place where I can go in and run my project billing. And it's going to give me the ability to see my actual amounts. That's right, it's taking the amount off of the invoices that I'm producing, and it's going to show me how I'm doing on that budget item. Also, all of the invoices that I've run previously are present here within this invoicing tab. So if I wanted to go look at any of the invoices that I've run, all I need to do is go into the Invoices tab here, and I could click on any of them and create and view an AIA report associated with any of them, and drill into the AAR invoice itself and even see the details of this. Has it been paid? Is it still outstanding? All of that information. Again, all of this very clickable, all of it very drillable. It just allows you to get to the things that you want to see very quickly and easily. Now, there's a lot more magic to uncover here in terms of the robustness that's present here, being able to even get to the level of what transactions are making up these costs, and how do I know that this is overperforming, and what do we do about actually finding out what is comprising these costs. But I'm going to leave you all in suspense there. If you're interested in seeing how we can get more granular with the reporting, that's something I'd love to walk through with you all in a personalized demo. Feel free to reach out to us. We'd love to hear from you.